Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every week, usually on Tuesdays at noon. I share planner reviews here, which is what today is going to be, but I also share my own personal planning. I have everything divided up into playlists by company, by type of planner, like daily, weekly, goal planning, and my own personal planning and its own playlist. So hopefully you can find what you need. But if you can't find what you need, do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're looking for. Today's video is sponsored by Bella Grace. We are going to be reviewing the Bella Grace all-in-one planner, sermon notes, and Christian planner. So Bella Grace offers so many different options with so many different things that you can customize. You can start your planner on any day you want. You can add sermon notes to it or not add sermon notes to it. You can pick her regular planner or her Christian planner. There is a lot of options for customization. Bella Grace also has 80-pound paper, and I have an ongoing discount code with them, 15% off your entire order. So do not forget to enter that in whenever you are making a purchase for them. The code's Amanda's Favorites. I also have a special going on with them for today's video. She offered me a buy one, get one. So you can not only enter in my code, Amanda's Favorites, but you can enter in BOGO also at checkout, and you can get a free monthly planner with any purchase, a free monthly pocket planner. We'll go over what this is later in the video, but this will be completely free, just this little monthly, which is so perfect to keep in your purse or your work bag, or just if you need a little monthly to track something. This is perfect and will come free with any purchase. If you enjoy this video or any of my videos, please give it a thumbs up here on YouTube. And I love to chat with you down in the comments. So after you watch, make sure to share with me what you think about the Bella Grace planners. I always love to hear what you're thinking. And I know these planner company owners also love to hear it. First off, we are going to go through her all-in-one planner. We're going to go through that one a little bit faster because I actually have a previous review with her all-in-one planner, but it is with a bound option. So she offers most of her planners in bound and coil bound. Some have the plastic coil option, some have the metal coil option. So just lots of options. Make sure to read all the details in her listings because that tells you all the options that you have to choose. They also have some different cover options. This cover is a cardstock kind of feel, but it is coated so that it will not pick up any water or anything. This one is also a cardstock feel, but it is coated on both sides and is a slick coating. And I believe she actually said that's what this one is going to be switched to. This was kind of a test on this new cover. So this one is just beautiful and coated on both sides. Really nice thick cardstock. This one is also the same, coated on both sides so that any water or anything just sloughs right off of it, and beautiful and thick on both sides. But not having too thick of a cover, not a hard cover, also makes your book feel really light and portable weight. So let's jump right into this all-in-one planner first. The all-in-one planner is exactly that from Bella Grace. It is all-in-one. Let me just show you that first and show you the pen test and everything, and then we'll go over kind of what pages in the beginning. You also have options to add in customized pages to her planners. And she will let you know under each planner what pages you can add. And there's a couple planners like this Christian planner that has sermon notes added to it already, plus a weekly planner. I believe it said under this listing that you couldn't add any extra pages in. So just make sure to read the listings there. But the all-in-one planner is you can pick from a vertical or a horizontal layout, but you have a weekly layout and then you have full daily pages following. You have full pages for Saturday and Sunday as well, full pages for Saturday and Sunday, as well as a lined page at the end of every week. So there is so much room for notes in this planner. Let's look at the weekly layout. It's your typical vertical with 3 boxes that you could use however you wish. Go by time of day, go by categories of life, go by, work, home, kids, go by appointments, to-dos, dinner, and maybe, a kid's schedule or something. So many different ways you can use this. These boxes are ample sized because as you can see, There is not a lot of the margins wasted on header space. These boxes are just a tiny bit bigger than 1.5 inch. So your typical box size is 1.5 inch. So you still could use 1.5 inch stickers in here. I really think it would work. But the length of your boxes is a little bit over 2.5. So I'm not sure how stickers would fit in here. You guys with sticker kits can let me know. But that is how the boxes are measuring. You also have this line box at the bottom. So you could write a gratitude. You could have a quote. You could have like your theme of the week or anything you're working on. Over here on the left side, you have projects and goals for the week, gratitude and kindness. So bringing that in for the week, somewhere to write that. A habit tracker for up to 5 habits, and then a note section. Something else to know about the lines on your daily pages and the lines here and the lines on your note pages is her lines are very ample spaced, very good for anyone who likes to have big lines and big handwriting. They are about 1 centimeter, her line spacing. So you have a lot of room in this planner. Let's look at the daily page. You have the date, it says notes, and you have 2 priority lines for the day. Then you have just some other blank lines. You have a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. time block schedule there. And those lines are so ample, you could definitely divide them down in half if you want half hour on that side. You have an errands box, a deadlines box, friends, family to call box, plan ahead. And then you have a whole section for meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You have water bottles to mark off, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 water bottles. You have like a vitamin, a movement, a meditation, and a reading to be able to mark off or color in. And then you have a me time. So this planner really encompasses it all. If you're someone who likes to track this daily, it's already done for you in really cute little icons. Let's go back to the beginning of the planner. All in one means you have your weekly spread followed by your 7 daily spreads. And then you have your notes page at the end of the week. And then you start back over on your weekly. Your months are dispersed throughout. I will show you how it looks when a month ends. So when a month ends, oh, I did not mention this. Some of your notes pages are graph grid and some are lined in here and some are dotted. So you have a mixture of your notes pages, graph grid, lined, and dotted at the end of your week. At the end of your month, she switches over when the week switches over. So you might have a couple days into February before it goes to your monthly layout. You have your monthly layout. It's a typical Sunday start. You have holidays on there at the bottom of each date. Ample sized boxes because as you can see, a lot of room is not wasted on a header. You have reminders, appointments, me time, and then you have a quote at the bottom of each month there. Like I said, those boxes are really ample spaced. This planner is 7 by 9. She has some different planner sizes. Let's look back. This is not where I tested all my pens. I did that in another planner. They all are listed. These coiled planners are all listed at 80-pound paper. If you want to see her bound all-in-one planner, I did that in my last review video for her back in January of this year. I will link that video and any of her other review videos down in the description. So you can check that out because some different items were reviewed in those if you want to see what else is offered. The all-in-one planner this size is a 6-month planner with daily and weekly. Like I said, you select the start date. So this has 26 weeks in it. And this one is 7.5 by 9.5. It's $42.99 for 6 months. And my code Amandasfavorites gets you a generous 15% off. And then if you enter the buy one, get one, BOGO also in the discount code, you get the free monthly pocket planner and you get to choose the cover of your choice on that. She also has a ton of different covers for planners. So there will be a cover option that you like. There's a lot of different covers. Now let's walk through this a little bit in the front section. You have this beautiful page to start with the flower motif, your nameplate page, a year at a glance for 2024, a year at a glance for 2025 ahead, important dates to remember for each month. So you have the whole year here with important dates under each month, and then just lists of I need to do sometime this year, important dates next year, and need to plan for next year. So this is kind of your remember page. You do have a contacts page. If you're someone who still likes to have your contacts in your planner, you have a password keeper, you have an inspirational quotes page, And then you have a resolution sheet and a goal setting page. You have a date, and then you look under work, exercise, personal dream, something new to try, books to read, daily walks, meditation hours, family time, places to visit this year, and a money tracker. So this is your resolution sheet for the year, and this is a goal setting sheet. Start date, end date, my goal is, my why, to remember, action steps, things to use, grateful for, draw or sketch, and a place for a quote. Then you go right into your monthly layouts. This planner has 80-pound paper, like I mentioned. The pen test is in another planner. To me, though, this 80-pound paper in the all-in-one planner feels smoother than the 80-pound paper that was in the Christian planner or the sermon notes. So I actually did email out to Peggy, and I'm waiting to hear back. I will put that on the screen here. If these all use the same 80-pound paper, they are all listed as 80-pound Mohawk paper. And they feel amazing, really luxurious paper. But like I said, in this particular all-in-one I have, this paper feels a lot smoother than in these two. So these have a little more texture to them. So I am waiting to hear back on that email, and I will let you know, because I know paper is very important to know what paper you're getting. Even though this is not my pen test page, let's just look at the back of it. You can see there is absolutely no bleed through, nothing showing through, because this is thick 80-pound paper. I mean, it feels like substantial, nice, luxurious paper. Then when your 6 month is up here, I'm going to show you how your book ends. You have a picture page at the back and nothing extra. It ends there. Let's go through the Christian planner next, which has sermon notes added, and then we'll just look at the sermon notes. The Christian planner is a little bit bigger in size. Let's go over all the specs first. This planner is $59.99, so it's a little bit more expensive, and that is because you are combining sermon notes in here with planner pages. You can pick horizontal or vertical. So you just saw her vertical layout. This is her horizontal layout. You can choose. It's printed in the USA. All of her planners, I have not mentioned that. And here's our pen test on here. Like I said, this paper has texture. It's listed as an 80-pound Mohawk paper also, but this definitely was not smooth like the all-in-one, like a super smooth. This one feels like it has texture to it. You can see on the back here that you can see a little bit, of ghosting with the dark markers that I used and the dark mild liner. No bleed through, and if you're using just normal pen, you are not going to see anything, because I wrote over this entire page with normal pen. And the only thing you're really seeing ghosting is the dark mild liner and the dark Erin Condren dual tip marker. So if you were to purchase her weekly planner plus her sermon notes standard, which her standard is 2 sermon notes per week, which is like what's in here, then that would cost you about $70 put together. So this is discounted by about $10 by putting your sermon notes in with your weekly planner. And some people love to have them all together. Let's go back to the beginning though, and then look at this weekly layout and see what the Christian planner has that is different from her normal all-in-one planner. This is labeled as Christian planner. You have this beautiful colored page up front. You have your year at a glance, 2024 and 2025. You have the same important dates to remember page. You have your contacts, the same that was in the all-in-one, your password keeper and inspirational quotes, your resolution sheet, and your goal setting. That's the same as all-in-one. Then this is where it changes. You have a lined page, and I did not mention in the other planner, you do have these monthly little tabs drawn on the pages. So you can see them. So it's easy to flip to and find what month that you are looking for there. In the Christian planner, you are going to have this beautiful color printed page with a scripture on it for every single month. So we will flip through and look at those. This paper has a little bit of a slick coating on this side only, not on this side. It feels great on the other side just because of the picture being printed on there, but it is really beautiful and stunning. Then you go into your monthly layout. It looks the same as in your all-in-one. Then you have your 2 pages of sermon notes here for every single week in this planner. So this is what they look like. You have a date and a topic and room to take your sermon notes. You have an important points box with a beautiful little flower, and You have some scriptures to note down, up to 5 scriptures there. Then you have a reflection section for after the sermon or later that evening, or who knows, maybe even Monday morning. How can I apply today's lessons into my life this week? Next steps. This week I am praying for. Bible verses to memorize this week. My one small act of kindness this week. My list of answered prayers. And this week I am grateful for. That is every single week. You have sermon notes and then a reflection section on your sermon notes. Then you go into your weekly layout, which you can choose horizontal or vertical. Then you have your sermon notes again. Then you have your weekly layout. So this is really combining everything in your life into one book, and also keeping those sermon notes and what you're praying for and those reflections close to you all week, instead of being in a different place where you can just lift your planner page. Actually these sermon notes would be, if you're in this week, you would lift your planner page and look back on these sermon notes, and they are right there, right in front of you. So it is really keeping what's most important to you close at hand always. And I just think that helps us to keep it close to mind always. Here is what the horizontal looks like. You have a huge blank space here to use for appointments or any kind of planning for the day that you want to do. Then you have a to-do tick-off list here with 6 to-dos there. You have Monday through Wednesday on the left, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday on the right. So Saturday and Sunday are split there with less space. Equal space is given to Monday through Friday. You have a priority section at the bottom here and a goals section at the bottom on this side. You do also have a little header room here if you wanted to write a quote, a theme for the week, something to remember, or something important about that week. So this is just her horizontal layout compared to her vertical layout if you're trying to choose for any of her planners here. Obviously, if you're someone who likes to write out longer things and have a lot of writing room, I feel like you want to go with horizontal. Or if you're using this more as a journaling planner, a spiritual check-in even, maybe you're not using it as your scheduling planner, then I can see how horizontal would work really well for that too. But on the horizontal, you don't have all the list room here. The habit tracker, you do have priorities down here and goals, but you don't have the projects and goals, gratitude and kindness, habit tracker, and notes here. So those are the differences in your vertical layout versus your horizontal layout here. And you can probably also tell the little bit of paper color difference in these on here. I'm sure you've picked up on that. Like I said, this one in the all-in-one is a much more smooth paper. This has no tooth to it, but they both feel 80 pound and feel very nice. And this has tooth in the Christian planner. This is the flow of this planner. You pick a horizontal or vertical, and you have sermon notes in between every single week. Then every single month, when your month changes, you have a beautiful picture and a scripture to go along. And this scripture happens to go along with the season for February. That is beautiful. Then let's go ahead and look at all the pictures. We're into March, every single month, April, May. I love the pictures that she has chosen. And they are full color, they are bright, they are stunning, and the scriptures to go with them, and they flow with the seasons. June, July, August. September is from Psalms 104:1. October is from Malachi 3:10. November is from Psalms 118:24. And December, I just wanted to make sure to show you guys all these. It's from Isaiah 9:6. Beautiful. At the end of every month, you get a lined page opposite your picture and scripture for the next month. So room for notes or reflection or journaling. And then at the end of this planner, there is a beautiful cross picture with mountains. And that is the very end. That is your last page. I think this was the planner that you can't add any more to any of her extra pages add-ins, but definitely check the listing. So that is the Christian planner with sermon notes added. These sermon notes are called the standard, which is 2 per week. So it's the 2-page spread per week. In this book, I'm going to show you the sermon notes called the duo, which is 4 pages per week. So she has these different options for you. And if you just want sermon notes. So let's take a look at that. All right, if you are just wanting sermon notes, you get this beautiful book, this white, flexible, but very durable coil. These coils, think about like the Power Sheets coils years ago. If you ever had one of those, I actually loved them. They're so durable and it makes your book very lightweight. And I love the look of the white with this cover. So sermon notes, a beautiful page. Then you go in here. The sermon notes are 7x9, and this one is actually 7x9. So this is your 7x9 size, and it's $29.99. This is the Duo sermon notes at 4 pages per week, equals 210 pages total for 52 weeks, 80-pound paper. This is not the extra slick. This is the one with like tooth to it. And once again, use my 15% off code on any and every order, Amanda's Favorites, and enter BOGO to get a free pocket planner and be able to pick your cover on that. So sermon notes goes straight into your notes. There's no entry in. There's a nameplate page and then her copyright page, and then you go straight into sermon notes. Let's look at a blank one so you can see the 4 pages you're getting per week. These are added on to your other 2. It's basically just 2 extra pages. She said she had requests to make sermon notes that gave you more room per week. People were running out of room with just that space to record their sermon notes. So this is for someone who likes to take a lot more notes, and you have 2 full pages, date and topic. Then, and you have the little cross there, beautifully done. And then you have the same thing that was in your weekly Christian planner. You have how can I apply today's lesson in my life this week, the reflection section, next steps, important points, scriptures. Then you have prayer and gratitude section. This week I am praying for my list of answered prayers, areas of life where I am putting my trust and faith in God for answers, healing, etc. Bible verse to memorize this week. This week I am grateful for, and my one small act of kindness this week with a little dove. So they are the same questions, but they are broken down in a different way when you go to the Duo, the 4 pages. So this is the way they're broken down when you just have the 2-page of sermon notes. But when it's the 4 pages, it's broken down a little bit different. A reflection section and then breaking apart the prayer and gratitude section. But if you are someone who loves to have your sermon notes all together for the entire year, this book of sermon notes would be all you need to take to church every week. And when it's filled up, you would have your entire book of sermon notes for the whole year, for 52 weeks for the whole year, 4 pages per week dated out. I think it would also motivate you to take notes and motivate you to reflect and pray on it that week because it's giving you these pages and these prompts. So I would love to know what you guys think about this sermon notes book and about the planners from Bella Grace. We have 2 more quick items to share with you before we wrap this up. I have the pocket planner, like I said, that you can choose for free with BOGO on your order. It is just a little pocket planner book. You can bend it back so it can lay flat. It would fit in any purse easily. And it is 4.25 by 6.875. They're normally $12.99. They have the holidays on there, really tiny. You have some to-dos. You have appointments, me time, a little quote. So if you're someone who just needs to like see your appointments at a glance for the month and have something really small to carry in your purse, this might be exactly what you are looking for. This is not 80-pound paper. I believe this is the same paper that's in here. 60-pound paper is in this little weekly book. I will show you the pen that I wrote on this 60-pound paper. I still feel like it handles pen really well. That's a really inky Pilot G2.7. And this is another offering with lots of different cover choices for people who just need a little weekly planner and or also want something really affordable. Or you might be using this for something different in your life, like tracking habits or wellness or scripture study. So you do have a monthly layout, and this book you actually do have to give a good push because it has a dedicated glued spine. So it's not going to lay completely flat on its own super easily. Just so you know that if you're purchasing this, you're going to have to massage it to get it to lay flat. But it is a great portable little planner out that I have not seen before. You have 2 weeks to look at once. It is dated. And you have Sunday through Saturday here. So your week starts on a Sunday in this book. And then you can have all your appointments or whatnot lists for the day here. You have a to-do list, priority list up top, and then just a notes or more to-dos here. You have a goals for the week at the bottom with a little flower. And that is how this little planner rolls. It's just a little weekly, compact, affordable planner. Bella Grace offers so many different things all up and down the line. If you're going to her site, you can check out all the listings. And this is the flow of this little weekly planner. You just go through your months and your weeks and your months and your weeks and the whole year. And then at the end, there are no extra notes pages. That's how it ends. All right, guys, that wraps up this look at Bella Grace planners, her all-in-one, her Christian planner, her sermon notes, and the weekly, the pocket planner. Lots of options on her site. You can start her dated planners whenever you wish. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. And if you are making a purchase, don't forget to use my code for 15% off Amanda's Favorites and the buy one, get one code. All that is down in the description. If you enjoy my content here, you might want to check out being a patron. The link is always down in the description. We're doing a Zoom call every month. We have such a fun group there, and I've really enjoyed getting to know lots of you. Thank you for being here with me, you guys, this week. I hope you are having a beautiful holiday season, and we are just having fabulous fall weather here in Texas. I know many of you have already moved into winter weather, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm wishing you a great week. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.